Singer-songwriter Dylan Matthew has only been releasing music for around 2 years, but he's already hit thousands of views on YouTube and millions on Spotify. What's next for the musician? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
So catchy. Makes you want to dance, right? Okay, guys. Hi, and welcome back to AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On. I'm your host, Morgan Willett. You can catch up with me on Twitter at Morgan_Willett. But enough about me. I am so excited to have musician Dylan Matthew in studio with me. Dylan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's get started talking all about your music career. Right before this interview started, you actually talked about that you have an EP coming out soon.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that. When is it going to drop? Any details on that?
So the best details I could give at this point. It's kind of unnamed right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna come up with that pretty soon. But it should be coming out in at most a month. So
Okay.
4 weeks maximum.
So now the two songs I know, so Sober came out. Is that off of the EP?
No,
Okay, so
nothing
that's
I've released
different.
so far is on the EP. The EP
Okay.
is all new music.
So guys, this is new stuff. Stay tuned for that. But okay, so Sober came out around a month ago. What has the reaction been to that? I mean, I saw on YouTube there's already 300,000 or so hits on that. So kind of, were you expecting your fans to react so well to it?
No.
Really?
So I wrote Sober, like, I want to say February-ish, like a little
Okay.
while back. And then it just died in my computer and was hidden because it was just a piano ballad. I wrote it to piano one night and it was just sitting in there and I forgot about it. And then one of my friends came across it and was like, you should rework this. Like, this could be really good. And I was like, okay, I'll rework it, like, for you, but I don't think it's going to be anything. And then I had one of my friends, Roman Silver, produce it and, like, kind of just worked out all the differences and created what it is now. And then when I released it, I thought it would do okay, but I didn't think it was going to be my biggest song at all. But it turned out to be, which is really cool because it's definitely one of my favorites I've done.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. And then listening to it, I mean, I was curious listening to it. Was there an inspiration to that? I mean, it's a little, I don't want to say somber, but I mean, you're talking about, I think, a girl in
Yes.
it. Yes, obviously. Just wanted to clarify. So you're talking about that. Was that, an inspiration from life? Kind of, where did you come up with that idea? Was it just,
Yeah, so it was an inspiration from life.
Okay.
Basically, everything I write is from past experience, just because I can connect with it better if it's something real. But it was written about being at a party and a girl not being sober and wanting to, like, tell her how I feel, express my feelings, you know what I mean? Like, talk to her, but you can't because, like, they're not going to remember the next day.
Right.
Or they're just going to answer weirdly that night. So I kind of took that and grasped it into a song.
made it into, I mean, we've all experienced that. And I mean, I didn't make it into a great song, but you did. So that's amazing and so awesome. And then your song that just came out, a week ago, right? On My Way?
Yeah, about a week ago.
So September 1st, dropped that. So I guess Sober's a little more serious. This is kind of like everyone heard it. That was him singing in the intro. It's like fun and upbeat. So what was the inspiration behind that song?
So that song I wrote like a year and a half ago.
Oh.
And just decided to release it literally probably the day before I dropped it. Like, I was looking and I was like, I want to release a new single. I don't have anything this style, like, because I had released another song after Sober called Bad that was more like slow and like soulful. So I wanted to. There we go.
Take two.
I had released a song called Bad that was more like slow and soulful. So I wanted to release something more upbeat, somewhat like Sober again. So it wasn't just like downhill on tempo. And I was going through my project file and I found that and I was like, this is done. I just never released it because I totally forgot about it because I have like 500 projects in my computer of songs, so I forget stuff all the time. So I just I decided to
On a
release
whim.
that on like a day. It was a little bit quick, but
Uh-huh.
I've been getting good reaction to this one too.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I saw on YouTube a week later, it's already had, 35,000 hits. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
something
that's
like that.
incredible.
It's not doing terribly.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
doing
I'd say it's
terribly.
doing pretty good. Like, I post a YouTube video and it gets like 5 views. So, you're doing great. But let's rewind a bit before all the YouTube and all the music. How did you get started? I mean, have you always been playing guitar, playing piano? When did that kind of come about?
So my dad used to be a professional musician, and he still plays,
Oh,
but
wow.
he used to like tour, and he's opened up for like Ray Charles and Bonnie Raitt and all these like big names when he was
Mm-hmm.
younger. So my whole life growing up was inspired by him. He was always playing guitar, always singing, always performing. So, and then my oldest sister is in musical theater, and then my second oldest sister just sings for fun. So my
Okay.
house was kind of just like flooded with music. And then
Sounds like it.
yeah. And my mom's mom, so my grandmother, plays piano.
Okay.
So she's the one that taught me piano. So I've basically been singing since I was able to sing. Not well, obviously, as well as a 2-year-old can
Right.
sing. But there's videos of me like standing at the top of my stairs with like a fake little plastic guitar, like singing and stuff. But I started learning piano around like 3 to 4.
Wow.
But I never took lessons. I just played, and then I learned how to play by ear. So I play by ear.
That's
on
incredible.
Piano and guitar, actually. My dad kind of taught me guitar like later
So you
on,
never
but-
took a lesson from a teacher or anything.
Mm-mm.
This is all self-taught.
Yeah, I've never taken any lessons.
That is insane. I took piano lessons for 4 years and have nothing to prove from it.
Really?
So that's incredible. So did you go to school for music or anything like that? Or did it just kind of stay a hobby for a little bit?
Yeah, so for my whole first long time of playing piano, I didn't really sing to it. I just kind of learned different songs. So I learned like Fur Elise and like different, like I learned David Archuleta songs and would just play like the
Yes.
melodies of them. Oh, David Archuleta was the best. And
Or
then
throwback.
around like, I want to say 14 or 15 years old, I started trying to sing along with the piano. And I was like, oh, this is like fun. And I posted a cover on Facebook when I was like 14. And I got like 20 likes, which was huge for me. So then they were like, you should do this more. And I was like, well, maybe I should try singing with it. But I had never actually performed like a song to people until I was 17, my senior year of high school.
So first performance where was that? Was that
Talent show.
What'd you sing?
All of Me by John Legend.
Oh my, great song
Great
choice.
song.
I'm very proud of that. I was expecting like, I don't know why, like I feel like high school was like Nickelback era. I don't know.
No, no.
I don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head. It's like high school Nickelback. Good choice by John Legend.
Thank
Classy.
you. Yeah. I butchered it, but I tried my best.
So then after you performed in public, was that when you were like, oh, like I'm going to start doing this kind of?
Yeah, so
full
at that
time?
point, I was doing it a lot, like at home, but I wasn't thinking of it as a career.
Right.
I was thinking of a totally different career and just was playing music for fun. And then after that, I was like, this was really cool. Like, I want to do this myself, like, more. So then I started just doing, like, school shows. So I performed at, like, the fashion show. And then we had this thing called Mr. Wolfpack, which is like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a talent show for the senior guys.
Okay.
And
That
so,
makes sense.
yeah, so I performed at that, and then I performed at graduation, and then I really was like, okay, I want to do this as a career. Like, I want to make this happen.
So, I mean, I am curious, just because this popped into my head, what was your plan for a career? What was, like, the goal of growing up?
I wanted to be a therapist,
Interesting.
like a psychologist, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that kind of correlates to music. Is like music, you're trying to tell a story
Yeah.
and, like, read people emotionally
Yeah.
through that. So, I mean, that does correlate.
Yeah, my main goal, I wanted to, like, help people that had, like, certain issues that I could relate to and that I, like, had experience in and stuff. So that was my main goal for it. But along the way, I started doing music more, and I realized that I didn't think I was, like, emotionally stable enough to, like, have to, like have all
I
these
feel you
other
on that
people,
one.
you know what I mean? Because then you're not just, like, worrying about yourself. You have all these, like, clients.
a
So I
lot
was
of
like, you know
pressure.
what? Music, I want to be able to make people feel stuff through my music and, like, hopefully help them through stuff. So
Yeah.
it's my own little version of therapy.
So, you're still meeting your goal.
Yeah.
So, when did I know you're on YouTube, have a lot of subscribers. I mean, you do a lot of covers on there. When did you start your YouTube channel?
So
music.
YouTube, I started, I want to say like a year ago.
Oh,
And I had only released like 3 videos on there until like 2 months ago. I like totally forgot about it.
are you serious?
Yeah, and 2 months ago, so I started uploading again 2 months ago. I posted like a cover and then started posting all my original music. And 2 months ago, I had 300 subscribers.
So you went, hang on, I've got to clear this in my head. You went from 2 months ago to 300 subscribers to now having, I think, like 35,000?
Yeah.
Okay, that's casual. That's fine. How did that traction build up?
So I have a friend named Tanner Fox, and he does YouTube. And I did a music video with him.
I saw that.
Yeah, so we did a music video which ended up accumulating, I think it's at like 26 million views now. So that definitely gained some traction towards my name. And then just posting more frequently. I post all my like just audio files on there.
Okay.
And I do like I have my graphic designer do little cool like video stuff to it where it like moves with the music, so it's not just like a picture that you're like listening to.
Screen,
exactly.
Yeah.
So just trying to post that as much as I can and started promoting YouTube more because I never used to like promote it.
I mean, YouTube's huge when you think about it.
I just found out you could get paid from it a couple months ago. Like,
it's crazy. I have a friend who's a YouTuber and makes 6 figures off YouTube. So who knew that? So you picked the right avenue to go with on YouTube. So you've done a collaboration with Tanner Fox and it was also Taylor Alicia,
Alicia,
right?
yes.
Alicia. I just butchered her name. I'm sorry, Taylor.
It looks like that, yeah.
Okay. So how did that, I know they have millions of subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
How did that kind of connection come up?
So I met Tanner at Starbucks.
Interesting.
Which is where I practically live.
I feel you on that one.
Because he's friends with one of my friends that I went to high school with. And so I went into Starbucks and saw my friend, and then Tanner was there.
Okay.
And he knew my music from another friend. It's like a really long connection story. But we met, and he was like, oh, like, you make music. I want to make a fun little rap song. And this was like 6 months ago. And I was like, okay, cool, like, let's do it. So we went back and recorded a song called Noise Complaints that we put on SoundCloud, which was like some stupid little song we wrote in like 5 minutes. And ended up getting like 3 million on SoundCloud. And it was trending at #1 for like 2 weeks. It was ridiculous because it was not like a good song. It was totally joking.
I'm going to have to go listen to this.
Oh, yeah, it's quality. And then a little while later, a couple months ago, he hit me up and was like, hey, I want to do another like song. And I was like, cool. And he was like, and I want my girlfriend to be in it, which is Taylor. And I was like,
I didn't know
cool.
they were dating.
Yeah, they're dating.
What a fun YouTube love story.
Right? And then I'm just like the third wheel, like singing like the chorus. Like, yeah. So they came down, because they live in San Diego. So they came down to my studio, and it took us like a week to like finish everything. And then we filmed a big music video, and then we released it all. And it's done pretty well. It hasn't done terrible.
I don't know if we can pull that up, but if we can, I'd love to listen to that. That song is great. Just the rap part. At first, I didn't realize it was rap. So I was like, oh, like, this is like, I didn't know these YouTube people could sing. Like, that's amazing. And then I listened to it, and they were rapping, and I was like, this is gold.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was definitely
And then
fun.
how many has what, 4 million hits on Spotify? Like,
yeah, Spotify,
some crazy number.
I think it's over 4 now. And then YouTube's at like 26 or something ridiculous like
I mean,
that.
did you expect when you're like, okay, I'm just going to do this little video, did you expect it to be big?
We knew that it was going to be decent just because of his following, what he accumulates on his normal vlogs. But what we, like, our goal from the beginning, like, I have text messages that were like, we want to hit 5 million. Like, if we hit 5 million on YouTube, that's awesome. We did great. This video was a success.
And now you're at
And it hit
26.
5 in like 2 days, and we were like, okay,
Like,
what? Like, no, this is not
score.
happening. Yeah, it was definitely crazy.
That's crazy. So if you had to do another collaboration with someone, is there someone ideal that you'd want to collaborate with in the future?
Musically or YouTube?
Either or. Let's do YouTube first. Since you are a big YouTube star now. Actually, I don't even do YouTube. Some people, I'm
a
sure
lot of
some
people on YouTube
sing.
make like songs now, like rappers, like YouTubers, like the kind of stuff we did is like
Like
the
a genre
trend
now.
on YouTube right now. Yeah. And ours was kind of like a
like the
low key
kickstart?
diss to this other YouTuber named Rice Gum. But I actually really like Rice Gum's diss tracks and like him in general, so I'd kind of want to work with him.
Okay, well, maybe he's watching this, and this will be the start of
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
So if you had to collaborate with someone musically, who would you want to do something with?
Are we talking actually like obtainable?
Let's go big. Let's
just big?
dream big. You never know what's going to happen from somebody watching this.
Is it? Like I
Nope.
want to say Justin Bieber, but I also don't want to say it.
I'm not going to judge you at all.
I
if you
love
say
his
Justin
music.
Bieber. Justin Bieber is fantastic.
His music is amazing.
Everything that he puts out there is an instant hit.
It
so
really
like
is.
you really can't help but love
Yeah.
Bieber.
Yeah.
So okay, let's
I'd pick
shoot
him
for Bieber.
big. If we're going big, I'd definitely choose him.
All right, so when you collaborate with Bieber, I expect you to come back, bring Bieber with
Of
you.
course, yeah.
And we'll do an
And we'll
interview.
do another one.
It'll be great. I'm sure that'll surpass 26 million on YouTube.
Probably in like the first 3 minutes,
Right.
if it's
So-
Bieber, but you know.
I have high hopes for that. Okay, well, dealing with social media, because you're all over YouTube, Instagram, and like that's kind of where you put your stuff out.
Mhm.
With social media comes a lot of hate and trolls. Anyone can sit behind their computer and just be like, like you're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, is it hard to deal with the hate that comes with social media?
No. I don't know how to. Most of the time, no, because it's just kind of like 12-year-olds,
Right.
Just being like, "You suck," and you're like, "Okay," like you know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? Like you follow me,
Mhm.
like I don't, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's not a big deal. But there's some people that get like really real. They get like really intense. Like I've had some comments that I'm like, okay.
Like, it's just social
what?
media.
Yeah, I'm like, this is really intense. I just sing. Like I don't know what I did to deserve this, but overall, it's not like too upsetting.
Mhm.
But even I'm at like a smaller level. I can't even imagine like Kardashians and like people like that. Like I don't think I'd look at my comments ever again.
No.
I feel like
I
it
don't
would
think
be
I'd
way
get on
too-
social media, period. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they say they hate me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
It kind of balances out because you have like the hate, but then you also have the people that like love what you do and are very supportive.
Right.
So you kind of do it for that avenue
Yeah.
because you have to have these.
Take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of covers. I saw you did Charlie Puth, got a
Mhm.
bunch of views. So do you take song requests or?
Yes,
Oh.
I do. Usually, if I know it, I'll do it. I do a lot of like Instagram live stuff too,
Okay.
where I'll be like, "Tell me songs." People will throw out songs, and I'll randomly sing it, and then switch songs and stuff like that. But some people will comment something and be like, "Oh, you should do this," and I'm like, "Oh, that would be a really good
Mhm.
idea," and then I do a cover on it.
So do you like doing covers more or original music? Ooh.
Probably original music, but I really like doing covers too because you get to take somebody else's work and like make your own spin on it.
Mhm.
So like it'll be like a EDM song and I'll do it on electric guitar or something to just kind of give it like a weird different like my taste on it.
Right.
But original music I get to like create the instrumentation and sing and engineer it and write it and do everything, so it's kind of like my baby at the end.
Right.
So it's more like personal on that level.
And with that, I also found out that you write, sing, do all that, and engineer your own music. So
Yes.
you do it all. It's a one-man band.
Basically, for production, I sometimes have different producers do stuff for me. I've actually been producing less lately because I've been working more on my writing.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual instrumentation sometimes is me, sometimes isn't. It's kind of like half and half.
Right.
But writing, recording, engineering, all that is all me.
I can't even wrap my head around how you would learn to do that. Was it one day you're just like, I'm gonna, how do you learn something like that, I guess?
So I used to go to like different like home studios to record, but I'm very like work oriented. Like I want to work all the time. And all these people would always be busy or have different sessions and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm tired of waiting around. I want to record this.
Mhm.
So I bought a MacBook. I bought random software and was like, cool, let's figure it out. And just kind of like
we go.
YouTube stuff. Then was like, yeah, let's put this plug in here and try this. And I did it every day, all day for like a year. And now I just kind of like understand it. Like it's just kind of there.
I get confused, like, downloading songs on iTunes. So, like, I'm, like, trying to process all this. So, walk me through, say you're going to write a song, kind of, how long is that process? Is it something...
Just writing?
Or, I guess, like, On My Way. You wrote that a while ago, but how
Mhm.
long did it take to, write, record? What's the process for that?
So any typical song, On My Way was kind of different because I wrote it so long ago and then recorded it and then re-recorded it and then rewrote parts and then it kind of like went everywhere. But for a normal song, I'll usually write it to either piano or a pre-made beat that I have from a producer.
Okay.
So if I'm producing it, then I'll usually do piano or guitar, write the song, record it, like the vocals, and then start producing over it. Writing songs can take me anywhere from 15 minutes to like a week. But if it's a week, it's usually because I'm working on different stuff. Like On My Way, I wrote the entire song except the bridge in like half an hour. And then I didn't have a bridge like last week when I was about to release it, and I wrote the bridge in like 5 minutes. And then just recorded it and uploaded it.
Casual. It's fine.
It's like
30 minutes.
I've been writing since I was really little. Like I used to write like short stories and like poems and just would write like anything. So writing is like my main like niche. So I can kind of just like get it done quickly. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm inspired, I have like one lyric, and then I can kind of just like build from there pretty quickly.
So what would you describe your sound as? So I know I kind of saw it as R&B soul, but then you hear a little bit of pop in it. So is there a certain direction you're going, or is it just kind of whatever you're feeling is what you're going to get that day?
I'm kind of like multi-genred.
Hey.
There's, because it's hard because I fit into R&B soul, but I fit into pop, but I kind of fit into electronic, and then
So
sometimes I kind of fit into hip hop. It's kind of like a weird thing going on. I try to like blend them. I need to just make my own genre name.
Right.
But it's just, I like so many different styles. Like sometimes I want to do a pop ballad. Sometimes I want to like rap a little bit. Sometimes I want like a drop and like some EDM stuff. It's just, so I kind of want to break barriers of having to be in a genre and just release music in whatever genre that I am feeling and like want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it works. So what is the next step? Oh, wait. Just rewind. This just popped into my head because I just thought about American Idol coming back on. A lot of people singing and, growing up as a young musician are like, oh, I want to go on The Voice. I want to go on American, one of the singing shows. There's so many. Did that ever cross your mind to try and go that route instead of doing the YouTube route?
Yes. I actually did audition for The Voice.
Wow.
Twice. First time I didn't make it past the like executive like little round thing, like the first one you go to. Second one I made it to blinds, but they had already picked everybody, so I didn't make it to actually perform at blinds. But I made it through all like the first original like stuff, which was really cool for me. I made it through like 4 rounds of executives, and I was really excited. And this was when I think I just turned 18.
Okay.
So I wasn't like super experienced at all. So it was really cool for me just to get to there. But now I feel like I kind of want to do it on my own and kind of, because all that is all about like the voice. But for me, I don't think that my voice is like my strongest part of my music. I think like my writing and like different like genre kind of like style is. So I feel like writing music and releasing original music would do better for me than a TV type thing.
Well, and like with American Idol, I feel like they have pressure to do what kind of the show wants of them. Like it's not so much, hey, this is my idea. It's like, no, like you're kind of commercialized. So obviously that's better for you because you write your own music and stuff like that. Yeah. So you're probably not going to be on this season of American Idol, I'm assuming?
Probably not.
Right,
if you see me, I'll probably be surprised too. So.
Okay. Well, you never know. You could change your mind and I might turn on my TV and there you'll be. But I think you're doing pretty good with what you're doing now on the YouTube.
Well, thank you.
Do you plan on continuing with just YouTube? Any future plans for going another different route?
Well, I'm kind of on all things right now. So like Spotify is probably my like main one. And then iTunes, Apple Music, all that. But my main goal right now is just to create the best music I can create and get it to as many people as possible so that people can hear it and either like it or not like it, and just kind of like build up as much as I can. And I really would like to go on tour. It's like my main step that I'm really trying to get to right now, is to like start performing, because I haven't performed since I was only doing acoustic music. So it's definitely going to be a difference from me like playing just guitar to like actual like produced tracks behind me.
Right.
So that's my main kind of like step I'm going towards right now.
Would you ever think about forming a band? Would that be something, or would you want to keep it just mainly you?
Yes, like I would do it, so not as a band like Maroon 5, but like I would love to build a band for touring, for like live. So, like, I have the band behind me.
Right.
But not, like, forming a band necessarily.
Well, that makes sense.
Like, how, like, Tori Kelly does it.
Okay.
Like, she's, like, her own, but she has a band that she brings everywhere, like, for, like, live stuff. And a lot of artists actually do that. But that's probably the route I would go with that.
So, well, maybe in the next, couple months, or I don't know how long it takes to form a tour, we'll see you on tour.
I don't even know.
Like, we'll figure that one out.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, keep me posted on that.
I got you.
I want to go see you on tour. I'll be like, I know him. To give me a wave. But okay,
Of
so
course.
when you're not incredibly busy writing your own songs, kind of what do you do in your free time? Or is it mainly just strictly you make music?
I want to have a really cool answer about like
It's okay
I
if it's not.
skydive and I basically just make music. I have a puppy. She takes up a lot of my time.
What kind of dog?
Blue Nose Pit. She's very cute.
Okay.
Yeah, she's really cute.
That-
And she's only 4 months old, so she's like real cute. She's totally psychotic, but she's really cute.
I'm such a sucker. I want to adopt a dog really bad. I'm just not responsible enough. So just post lots of pictures on your Instagram.
Takes a lot of work, more than I thought. But that's
So
I think
between
it's
the dog and the
dog
music. So-
there's like little stuff I like to do, but I don't have like a main like hobby. I'm basically in my studio like 16 hours a day.
is your studio in...
It's in my house.
Oh, well, that's
it's just
convenient.
a separate room.
So you just never have to leave.
I literally never leave. If we had like Postmates in Murrieta, I would never move.
You don't have Postmates?
No.
Uber Eats?
Nope. If I
my
if
God.
I want food, I have to drive to get it.
What?
It's
That
awful.
is a travesty.
Like, what kind of world do I live in?
What, dude?
Murrieta is like a third world country over here. It's
What?
not.
I'm over here like first world problems.
Oh,
Like I Uber eat way too much.
I wish. That's the dream.
But okay, so well that's kind of good because if you're in your house all day long, at least you
You get to
see
go out.
some blue sky
Yeah.
when you have to go eat.
I breathe fresh air.
Right?
It's not awful.
Well, maybe one day you'll get Postmates. And
Yeah.
Then you'll literally never have to leave your house.
Exactly. I'll actually live there like completely.
So, okay, random, just off the wall questions that are in my head. You seem to have like a bunch of different genres. Is there one main musical inspiration that you kind of pull from? Or is it like just kind of you take a little bit here, you take a little bit there? Is it
I have main few. I
Okay.
don't know if I have like one main.
what are your top couple that
My
are your biggest
top
inspirations?
couple, kind of for each genre, I'd go Otis Redding for my soul side
Okay.
because I love Otis Redding, and then I'd go Ed Sheeran for my acoustic / hip hoppy
I like
side,
it.
and then for strictly more like just R&B. I don't know if you know who this is, but I love Marky Basie.
I wish I could lie and say I know, but I
He's-
don't, but
have
I'll
you
go
heard
listen to him.
You and Me, it's like G-Eazy and him. It was on the radio.
I like G-Eazy, so yes, I
You've
probably
heard it.
have heard it. Then.
He's not like huge, but he's really good. He's one of my big inspirations.
I'll have to go listen to him.
Yeah, he's really good. But those are probably like my top three, and John Legend.
Good.
I
call.
pull from a lot of different things though. Like anything I hear, I kind of like get inspiration from. So
Is there a certain person that people are like, oh, you sound just like him? Do you get that from a lot of...
I used to get Nick Jonas.
Really?
I don't think I get that anymore.
I wouldn't see that,
I get
but...
some guy named Eden.
Eden.
I've only heard like one of his songs,
Huh.
but I get that a lot. I get Eden and I get Black Bear a lot.
I wish I...
You don't know who Black Bear is?
Oh my god, don't judge me! I'm not musically gifted! Who is Black Bear?
Black Bear is an R&B singer, and he's very good. And he's really cool. He's super weird, but he's so cool.
Okay,
He just got a Gucci tattoo on his neck. Like, he's the
Oh, like,
most
just
excessive
like Gucci,
person.
right here.
No, like the little Gucci sign on his side.
Oh, see,
he's like
here I am
covered in
thinking
tattoos.
like he literally got
He's
Gucci.
got Gucci across,
It's Gucci,
across his
okay.
throat. No, I get that a lot. He's like R&B, hip hop, kind of. I don't know. You have to listen, but
Huh.
I get him probably the most lately.
I'm gonna have to go... You've inspired me to catch up on R&B because clearly I'm not very educated.
I'm just gonna send you a playlist.
Please do.
I
Just,
got
you
you.
know, send me a playlist. Be like, Morgan, here you go.
I got
Study
you.
up. Because, you know, clearly I'm not good with R&B. But, okay, so you're all over social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that. What's the best way for fans, you know, who may be watching this to interact with you? Like, what's the one that you check the most?
Probably Instagram. I'm on Twitter and Snapchat a lot too.
Okay.
There's none of them I'm like not on, except Facebook. I'm not really on. I kind of just click the Facebook button on Instagram, so
Yeah.
it like keeps
Yeah,
it
so it just
updated, but I'm not
links.
actually on there.
I feel you.
But Instagram is definitely my most, right above Twitter and Snapchat.
I mean, I'm sure with social media, people can get a little crazy. Have you ever had just a really weird story with a fan on social media? Do they
On social
Or-
media,
do they have any crazy stories of them being like, cover this really weird song, or
I
I'm your
get-
biggest
I get-
fan? sign my forehead. I don't know.
I get really weird song requests all the time. People are like, oh, sing like this 1970s like swing song.
What?
And I'm like, you're 11. Why do you want me to? Why do you even know this? Like, you were born in like 10 years ago. But
why you're on social media is the question.
Honestly,
if you're 10.
I don't know if I have had anything like that weird. I mean, I get a lot of like somewhat like odd DMs, and I have a lot of people because I have like the business Instagram, so my email's on it. So I get a lot of random emails that are like, "Hey, you're dope," with like in the subject with like no like description. I'm like, "Thank you." Like,
you could have just commented on my picture.
Yeah,
you didn't have to email me.
Yeah, I feel like you had to like open the mail app and like it was a lot. Yeah.
But they really think you're dope. So what a compliment that is.
Right? No, they're very nice. Yeah. I don't know if I've had anything like too crazy though, like on social media.
Do you have a name for your fans? You know, like there's Beliebers, there's the Swifties. I'm trying to think of what your fans could be called. Dylanese. I don't know.
The Dylanese.
Yeah. That's not creative at all. Don't listen to me.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say no.
Okay.
I had like one, but it's not like the most like appropriate name.
I think I feel where you're going
I
with
think
this.
you get it.
I think I'm not gonna say it.
That was my original plan, but then
Okay.
my demographic got a little bit younger,
Okay.
so I decided maybe to steer from that.
Yeah, we'll keep it PG.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. So as
Is
of
it your
now.
Snapchat name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, you got me.
But that is funny. I do like that.
It's spelled differently, you know, so it
Right,
works,
so
but-
maybe they wouldn't put two and two together.
Exactly. A lot of people don't even know.
Go check out his Snapchat name if you would like to understand the inside joke that
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't have one. So if
Okay.
you have any ideas, let me know.
Well, all right. I'll brainstorm. Maybe the people watching this will have a brilliant idea that's rivals Beliebers. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
something like
see.
that. Some of them are like really like boring. I want something cool.
Yeah, we need something. We'll get something.
Yeah.
I'll brainstorm.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to tell the fans watching? Anything to watch out for?
Yeah, my EP that doesn't have a name yet or
Oh, yeah,
a
we
release
gotta-
date, but it will be in the next month, I promise.
The next month.
I'm figuring it out by tomorrow, I swear. I just didn't prepare enough for today.
Procrastinated a little bit.
Just like a little bit. It's all done, but
So how many songs on that EP?
6.
6 songs.
Yes, and one of them is also featuring Tanner.
Oh,
So that one
that'll
will
be fun.
That'll be a little fun one. That's like a real
Does he
hip-hoppy
rap in
one.
it, or
He
does
does.
Okay, I was about
It's
to say, does
very, very. It is my most like rap-oriented song I've ever done.
he sing? Do you rap in it?
I do.
Whoa.
I do.
Okay, I'm excited for that one.
It's a fun one. It's pretty fun. So yeah, that.
Okay, so everyone
keep out
stay
for that.
tuned for the rap song. I haven't got to hear much of that, so excited. And I'm
I'll
sure
send
it's
you
always...
that too. Don't worry.
Oh, yes, you have a lot of things to send me.
I know.
We'll
I need
make
to get
list
a
after
checklist. Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Well, I'm sure it's always fun to record with Tanner too. He seems like
Yeah, well, it's cool because we're like good friends anyway. But when we
Right.
get to do music, it's just I always enjoyed making music, so it's kind of just
it's like making music with friends.
exactly. It's
Double
a good
fun.
time. It's double fun. You got it right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And one last time, where can everyone find you on social media to catch up with you?
Basically, everything is at It's Dylan Matthew except on Snapchat, which
Easy.
you can find on my Instagram. There's a
Go
link
check-
to it.
Go check that out. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for AfterBuzz TV's Spotlight On. I'm your host, Morgan Willette, and thank you again, Dylan, for joining us.
Of
And
course, thank you.
stay tuned for that EP, guys. See y'all later. Woo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.